Milton MP Adam Van Koeverden was front and center in 2024 for many local and federal matters that involved Halton. However, 2025 looks like a much more uncertain year. In our first chat of 2025, I talked about both of these topics, starting first with some of what Adam thought are his major accomplishments over the past 12 months.
We had a very productive year in 2024, marked by an excellent economic recovery, interest rates returning down back to normal almost, and inflation coming back down to their target rate from the Bank of Canada. But here in Milton, we got a lot done. And in January, we started with a over $22 million announcement for housing for the town of Milton to continue to ensure that we're building housing of all types in communities that serve our neighbors. So the Housing Accelerator Fund has done a lot to support great housing development, and it's also, I'll say, keeping local Milton taxes a little bit lower, and people need that. But then moving forward, we had a great announcement with Conservation Halton and Halton Healthcare. Halton Healthcare is the first hospital network in Canada to offer nature prescriptions. So I basically was part of a meeting, one of many people that were part of a meeting with the BC Parks Foundation, and they were talking about their program called Parks, P-A-R-X, like Parks prescriptions. And I got inspired and I said, hey, I want to set up a meeting with my people at Halton Healthcare. We did that. I brought in Conservation Halton. They loved the idea. So now doctors in Halton can prescribe the outdoors in, I'm not a physician, but if going for a walk or spending time outside or getting a little bit of exercise will help somebody, whether it's for physical or mental health or in their recovery from something, they can prescribe it, which actually increases the efficacy. So it's more likely that they're going to do it if they get a recommendation from their doctor, an actual appointment with nature, just like a prescription. So I'm so thrilled about that. And it's one of those things that all I had to do as a member of parliament is just bring the parties together, introduce them and say, hey, isn't this a great idea? And it turned out that it was.
Well, Adam, I mean, that is one of the things I admire about you. Not only are you active physically, of course, but you're active in the community. You're front and center for a lot of what we do. I do remember there was 1 week here on Halton News where every day yourself and MP Anita Anand were out announcing something new. And this is, of course, going to be my next question as I progress towards talking about 2025. There is an election looming. We've seen the very prominent Anita Anand say she will not be returning and running again, following what Pam Damoff already did. You are in the same sort of position. I am curious, will your name be on the ballot for 2025?
Yeah, 100%. I'm running. It's a new riding a little bit because Halton gets a new riding, which is good because we need an extra representative. We've got a lot of people here. Population keeps growing, so we will get a 6th riding in Halton, and I'll be running in a riding called Burlington North, Milton West, and that includes where I currently work and reside. It'll also include a neighborhood in Burlington where I used to live in Heddon Forest. When I went to McMaster, I lived in Heddon Forest, and a whole bunch more down to the QEW and west of, east of Heddon Forest, but west of Bronte Creek Provincial Park. So the short answer is yes, I'm running in this election, whenever it might be.
All right, Adam, before we go, though, I know unstable times. We know you are running here. I did want to take a look ahead to 2025. Even though things are unstable, do you have particular goals? I'm guessing the election is number one, but then beyond that, you could very well, be the minority there now in government, should you retain and still be an elected official. What would your goals be in that spot?
Well, obviously there is an election. In order to continue doing this work on behalf of my neighbors, I need to win. So I will be putting my effort behind a victorious campaign once again. It'll be my 3rd time going to the people and asking for their support. And I feel very, very privileged. And, I don't take it for granted. The support that I've received has been phenomenal, and I will be asking for it again so that I can continue to make sure that we're getting good outcomes and good results for Haltonians. That's a higher quality of life, better healthcare. I know that's a concern here. That's a shared jurisdiction between the region, the province, and the feds. But we need safer communities. We need more affordability. We need housing that suits everybody from first-year university student and all the way up into retirees and families in between. We need climate action. We need better outcomes for students. we've seen some really, really good things, good progress, like no more interest on student loans from the federal government, but we got to do more to support each other. And I want to hear those ideas from young people, from families, from professionals, and from experts. And that's why I show up. That's why I like going to elementary schools, because 10-year-olds have great ideas. But it's also why I host roundtables in my office with experts, with researchers, with families, and with activists, because hearing from everybody is my job. So my goal is to win that election and continue serving my community.